All right, day 2, Hello Neighbor 2, and we are headed to the bakery. So on the left over there, you saw the house from day 1. Speed things up just a little bit here for you, but you're going to head to the bakery over to the right, exiting where you started. And there are actually 2 achievements inside this level. One of them is missable. Okay, so that's worth bearing in mind. I will show you that here coming up. But first thing you need to do, or first thing that you can do, I should say, is you can grab the key from the baker. I would suggest doing this first because once she starts wandering around looking for you because she hears something, it can be slightly difficult at that point. So grab the key first. You can unlock this refrigerator, and this is going to be the missable achievement right here. Okay, so you're going to grab this fish-shaped biscuit and you're going to give it to the cat. And one of the things that you can do here is you can pet the cat. All right, so after placing the biscuit in there, you can pet the cat. Cat will snuggle up to you, or the game's version of that, and then you can pick up the puzzle piece required. So that achievement is missable because you can give the cat the biscuit and pick up the puzzle piece without petting the cat. All right, so if you've happened to do this, you can just blaze through another playthrough super easy and just pop that real quick. There's actually another achievement later on for petting a dog, so we'll show that when we get to that day though. You're going to take this puzzle piece here and going to speed things up. I'm not real sure how the baker saw me from inside and I was just standing outside. However, we're going to speed things up just to push through this. And you're going to take this puzzle piece and put it on the register. So it's a button on the register, and as you can see, you need 4 of them. You'll also notice on the ground here, there's a clock. It says 10:35. That is significant. However, if you're watching this walkthrough tutorial, you're not necessarily going to need to know that. I'm just going to show you how it's done. But there are clocks around that say 10:35. That's significant because you need to actually manipulate a clock to say 10:35. But we will eventually get there. You're going to go through this window here, or in the back door if you'd like. You're going to grab this red wheel, and we're going to take this upstairs. All right, so you can climb this ladder, and you can go through this window. You can throw stuff to break windows, and I'm not real sure why this red metal object doesn't break this window. So I have to bust out my crowbar, but there are instances where the crowbar didn't work for me and I had to throw my scissors at a thing. So at any rate, break this window, pick up your items back, and we're gonna move into the space where you can actually use this red wheel. So we're gonna go over here to the bathroom, and we're gonna take a left, and we're gonna put this red wheel right inside here. This is gonna stop the water from watering the plant outside. And we're going to access another puzzle piece by cutting the plant outside. So moving outside to get to this plant here, you're going to bust out your scissors and cut around the plant. Cut it down completely to its roots. So you'll have to do it a few times here, but you can see that puzzle piece inside there will drop down and you can pick that up. We're going to go ahead and just pocket this thing for now because there are some other things that we can do inside here. As you can see over there on the right hand side, there is some tapestry on the wall. It looks like a quilt with a patch on it. We're going to cut that patch most certainly to give us a puzzle piece to access yet another puzzle piece. We're busting out the handy dandy scissors here, and it's going to give us a clock hand. So remember when I said 10:35 is significant? There's another clock on the wall there too. Digital clock that indicates that, but we're going to have to do some running around here because we got spotted by the baker. So just bear with me for 2 seconds, and we're going to, while we're at it, just running around. We're going to put this puzzle piece back into place so that we don't lose it. Again, remember, you will lose things if you get caught. And that is most certainly especially the case for puzzle pieces to puzzles that you have not completed yet. So we have this clock hand here, and we are fast forwarding because after placing the clock hand on the clock and trying to turn to 10:35 as the other digital clocks in the area have indicated, we got spotted by the baker. So we had to jump outside, and essentially when you're getting spotted, you can just bust circles, the hall monitor will eventually leave the space. If they're lingering, you can use various tactics like an alarm clock around the space to lure them out and away from where you need to be at. So we're going to change this clock to 10:35 like the digital clocks have indicated. It's going to give us another button for the cash register. And at this point we have 1, 5, and 7, so we need just one more. This last one I left for the end because it is rather tricky. So after we get this button onto the cash register here, we have to go get button number 6. And that's going to require a few steps. Okay, so just going to speed things up here for the sake of time, and we're going to go through the back door here, and we're going to pick up something out of this ice cooler. So you see the ice cooler across the way there. The baker has left, so I'm in the clear. I'm going to pick out this ice cube that has a key inside of it, and we're going to put the ice cube inside the fire. We need to collect the key out of the fire, but we can't do that while the fire is on. Obviously, that means we need to put the fire out. The best way to do that is with a fire extinguisher. The reason why this is the most difficult part of this day 2, this puzzle, isn't necessarily because of the steps involved, although there are a couple of more steps here than are otherwise in this space. It's because the baker stays in that area predominantly. The baker is behind the counter doing things and hears things, and once she hears things she turns around, especially if you're opening this cabinet here or making noise with the fire extinguisher. So she spots me again, I have to run out. At least I got the fire extinguisher out of there. So after putting the ice cube in the fire, we're going to put out the fire with the fire extinguisher. Once we've done that, we'll gain access to that key. We can pick it up, and that key is going to open up a book upstairs. Okay, so again, this is a rather lengthy part of this day, and just to obtain one button for the cash register. The other ones were relatively simple, but that's just how it goes, right? So I'm doing a lot of maneuvering here just to try to get the baker way out of the way, and it's worth going upstairs at this point just to try to lure her upstairs, and then eventually she's going to come back down, at which point you can go back up and utilize this key where it needs to be. Climb this ladder again, and we're going to go inside, second story, and we're going to open up a book with this key. It's that book right there on the table. Unlock the lock, open the book, and that's going to give us the last cash register button. However, Baker spotted me, so I had to take off. She will eventually wander off, and I can grab the key here, or rather the button for the cash register. I already used the key. This part is a little tricky as well, because again, the baker will hang out right behind the counter there, and this is where you need to be, right in front of her. So what's going to end up happening is I have to maneuver away. She's going to spot me. I'm going to run back in, and then I can give you guys what the combination for the cash register is. It's going to open up the drawer, and you're going to pick up a key. In order to pop this achievement for day 2/trophy, you just simply need to pick up the key. If you don't have the key, or you get spotted after you pick up the key, you will have to return here before you can move on to night 2. The code to the cash register is 1576. That will give you the key for night 2. If you get caught here, again, you will need to return like I did. I got caught. Although I picked up the key and I did pop the achievement, I will have to return to the bakery. The baker will still be there. Alright, so just be wary of that. But at that point, you're good to go on day 2. We're going to move on to night 2.